Salt Lake City manages its open space reserves to reduce wildfire hazards and wants to encourage neighborhoods and residents to take part in mitigation efforts through the Citizens Fuel Reduction Permit program. This video will help you understand wildfire mitigation activities allowed by the permit that you must apply for and how you can help create defensible space. This permit is only available to homeowners living within the city and living directly adjacent to open space reserves owned and managed by Salt Lake City Corporation's Public Lands Division. In addition to wildlife and native habitat, open spaces provide numerous recreational opportunities that make surrounding residential areas wonderful places to live, work, and raise a family. However, when this land is directly adjacent to your property, it can pose additional risks from threat of fire. Invasive plant species like cheatgrass, cereal rye, and jointed goat grass are common and problematic in the Great Basin region. These grasses create a carpet of flammable fuels. If your property is directly adjacent to an open space managed by your municipality, homeowners association, or neighborhood association, and you are allowed to mitigate these risks through an agreement or policy, the following guidance will help you safely and appropriately mitigate wildfire risk. Your first line of defense is on your own property. Make sure you have defensible space. In addition, trimming and removing cut grasses within 10 to 20 feet of your property line can actively lower the threat that wildfire poses to your home. However, permission must be obtained to mitigate wildfire risk on these adjacent lands. Use of a string trimmer with plastic string or plastic blades is the only safe and acceptable way to mitigate this risk. To prevent your activities from starting a fire, the use of metal blades or chains is strictly prohibited, and the trimmer must have a spark arrestor on its exhaust. Additionally, activities must take place before or after fire season, and cut materials must be collected and removed from the site. To preserve soil stability and reduce the risk of erosion, do not cut grasses less than 4 inches on flat terrain and 6 inches on sloped terrain. Do not remove brush, trees, or other vegetation, including scrub oak, cliff rose, bitterbrush, sagebrush, and rabbitbrush. These plants are important components of the ecosystem and provide critical forage and habitat for animals. Native grasses, such as western wheatgrass and Great Basin wild rye, and native forbs like broom snakeweed and arrowleaf balsam root are more resilient to wildfire and can fend off the establishment of invasive grass species. You may request a customized seed list upon approval of your mitigation activities. There are several guidelines that we ask homeowners to follow while conducting these fuel reduction efforts. To review these guidelines and access the permit application, visit our website. Once you've reviewed the guidelines, click Apply to fill out a short-term application. This permit only applies to open space reserve lands managed by Salt Lake City Corporation's Public Lands Division.